It's been a little frustrating. I mean, we've had a lot of coaching changes and stuff like that, so it's been a tough transition. And moving positions, at first I was a little skeptical about moving, but after the transition, I felt like I was really comfortable. I love playing linebacker. Couldn't ask for a better situation. I know the Lord has a plan for me, and this is His plan. And Saturday night was extremely rewarding. I've been working really hard. Nick's been really pushing me, and we've been working hard together. And just having a good game like that just motivates me even more to keep playing and perform well.
What did it feel like being on that side of the ball in a game-like situation?
It was fun. It was extremely fun. I had a lot of fun out there. I mean, on offense, you're worried about where you need to be, who you need to block. And so on defense, I feel a lot more free out there. I feel like I can play my game. I still have my assignments, but I can also tempo the ball and play where I need to play. So I felt comfortable. I felt like that's where I belonged, and it was a good night.
As Coach Dooley put it after the game, it's big boy ball now. What about this offense coming in, spread option offense, and over 700 yards against New Mexico? What are you seeing from these guys?
Well, this Oregon offense, they can put up some points, and we know that. And they're extremely fast. They got a good running backs, a running quarterback. So we already started preparing this morning. We're going to be extremely ready for them. We got a good game plan coming in. As long as we make the right assignments and do what we need to do and tackle well, we should be just fine.
Is it more important in this kind of offense? I mean, it's always important to follow your assignments, but I mean, in this kind of offense, if you miss an assignment, it's critical.
Yeah, it's definitely critical anytime you miss an assignment. So as long as everybody's in the right position, D-line to the linebackers to the DBs, it'll all work out.
Who have you been impressed most about when you watch them?
Their speed, they're really fast. They got a great running back core. They run the zone read kind of stuff, so we got to make sure we're on our toes at all time and keen where the ball's going and just sticking to our assignments, and it should be good.
Do you think their spread is like other spreads that Tennessee has faced in the past? Is there anybody you compare?
They're a little bit like Florida. I mean, they're a fast team. They have a lot of misdirection, so you got to always stay on your toes and know where the ball's going.
What do you know about your quarterback?
I don't know a lot about him. I just know he can run. He has a decent arm, so we got to be prepared for both.
I was watching much of the Boise Oregon game from last year, given that he was now better in defense.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Coach Wilcox had a great game plan against them last year, so we feel really confident with the game plan we're coming into, and hopefully we can shut them down.
Coach Wilcox talked about the fact that he played there.
Yeah, he played there, and so did Coach Sermon. So they're obviously all the way with the balls, but we give them a little hard time with it.
It looks like you're really having fun Saturday. Just describe your approach to football, and it is fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous before the game. I knew I had to manage the game, and Coach Thompson has been harping on that with me to be able to manage the game, especially with a loud crowd. So that was my main concern. But once I got out there, I just felt so loose, and it just came right back to me. I felt like I was back in high school. I just had so much fun. The Lord obviously had a great plan for me, and He knew this is where I need to be. And it's also where my mom's always wanted me to be. She's always been saying I should be a linebacker even with that fullback. So just being there has been awesome, and that game was just, it was worth all the hard work that I've done.
Did your dad want to be a fullback?
My dad, he didn't really want me. He just wanted me to be where I wanted to be, like where the coaches wanted me to be, and just to help the team out wherever they needed me. And he was supporting me all the way. But Mom, even when I was at fullback, even when I was scoring a touchdown, she still was. I still want you at linebacker. So.
How long did it take you to adjust to linebacker once you got moved right?
It didn't really take me too long to pick up the speed of the game or to make plays or stuff like that. Really, the main thing that took a long time was just learning a defensive scheme in college. I hadn't really been in one of those, so just learning that compared to learning an offense is completely different. So that was the main thing I had to learn.
Do you feel like there's a different mentality when you play offense and then when you play defense?
Well, I played fullback, so I mean, the mentality I had was to go in there and kill somebody. And so being at linebacker, I still have that mentality, but mentally the game is completely different because I have one thing I need to do at fullback, and that's to go block my guy or run a route. And then so on defense, I have a lot more assignments and a lot more adjustments to make, and I'm managing the defense. So that's probably the main difference. But being at linebacker, I just love being able to be in control and be able to run the defense. So that's something that's been more impressive to me than offense was.
What did your mom say after the game?
She actually wasn't there because my younger brother plays at Elon University, so he had a game. So she had to go to that game, and my dad was at my game. But when she found out, to be honest with you, she wasn't surprised. She told me that that's where I should have been. She was like, "I told you so. I told you so." She was really happy for me. She was kind of mad because my dad had a letter from her to give to me before the game. He wasn't able to give it to me, but he gave it to me after the game, and all it said was, "This is where you belonged. The Lord's blessed you. Go out there and do what I've always known you can do." So she was actually a little bit more jacked up than I was.
Austin, obviously the competition was what it was on Saturday in terms of the opponent, but the way you guys tackled, and I think no matter who you're playing, you guys had a pretty good tackling performance. Did you guys do anything different in the preseason to prepare tackling drill wise, or was it just a good night?
I mean, we had a great night tackling, and back in our first scrimmage in camp, we had a really bad day tackling, and so from that day, we had really harped on tackling. So throughout the rest of the camp, we'd have a lot of tackling circuits, and I think it really just improved our whole defensive tackling, and so I think that was the main thing, and I think we're going to be a great tackling team for the rest of the year.
You know what, that day when it was bad, were too many guys going for those kill shots and not wrapping up?
Yeah, it's just like our thing is that we go for the kill shots, we're hitting with shoulders, and I think now we're more on wrapping up and taking them to the ground. So that's really in our angles and our paths to the ball. So that's really what we worked on the most.
Austin, is there any danger in getting a false sense of security from, being able to shut down UT Martin so dominantly and having to step up against guys that are going to be bigger, faster, harder to tackle?
I mean, we obviously have to pick up our game a little bit, and we know that, and we know that UT Martin isn't the same caliber as Oregon. So I mean, the good thing is that we know that, and we're not complacent on our game on Saturday. We know that we got to step up our game. We know we got to come out fast, do what we need to do, and shut them down.
Were there any times during the off season that you guys took a sneak peek at the offensive work?
Yeah, we actually prepared for Oregon back in camp for a little bit. I mean, we'd always look at the zone read stuff just so we make sure we know what we need to do. And so it's not like this is going to be completely new and we're all coming in with not knowing what's going to happen coming in practice today. We all know what we need to do. We all know what it's going to look like. So everyone's looked at film on them. We should be ready.
That was in August when you did this?
Yeah, this is back during camp. We looked at it a little bit.
That zone read offense, who does that put the most pressure on? Is it you guys linebackers, the defensive line, or is it just everybody?
It's really everybody. I mean, the D-line needs to get a good push, and our linebackers need to be able to feel where the ball's going, fall back if we need to, and the safeties and the corners need to come up for run support if we need that. But we also got to worry about them. They run a lot of bootlegs and stuff like that, so we got to worry about or be ready for that. And I think everyone all together should be good.
How similar is that zone read to what you guys did on offense as far as zone read?
Like their offense.
What they do compared to you guys ran out of the zone last year?
It's not too much alike. I mean, we last year's offense was a lot different than what Oregon's going to be doing.
How much have you, I mean, you mentioned the running backs earlier, but how much have y'all looked at those guys? You've had Michael James, who obviously didn't play the first game, but then you had the backup who turned out to be just almost as amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect, I guess, to see from those guys?
Speed. That's really the main thing. These guys are going to be extremely fast and they hit the holes hard. They try to find the openings in the holes. So as long as we close down the gaps between us, we should stop it. I mean, we have a lot of speed too, so it's not like we're coming in there slower than them. we're an extremely fast team, extremely fast defense, so we'll be able to match their speed.
Austin, do they look like an SEC team? You mentioned their speed, SEC is famous for speed.
Yeah, they have a lot of similarities. I mean, Oregon's a great team, and even though we just can't think that we're way faster than them or way better than them or anything like that. I mean, this is going to be a great game, a great matchup. We're not overlooking them at all, and I mean, they could be overlooking us. Who knows? So we just got to make sure we can come out there and be focused and ready to go and match their speed. It's not like we haven't seen this speed before. All these guys have seen even faster speed than this, and so we should be ready.
Does the quarterback have that same kind of speed as those running backs, or at least?
Yeah, the quarterback's extremely fast. I mean, he's not afraid to tuck it and run. So we definitely have to be looking for that as well.
I know you didn't spend a lot of time, obviously, studying Florida's offense, but having that added dimension as a quarterback running the ball, how much of the pressure does that add for the linebackers?
It has a lot because you just have to make sure. I mean, you can't be thinking the running back has the ball all the time because the quarterback can keep it and break one on you anytime. So as long as we have that down and we know who's our responsibility, we should be able to stop it.
You mentioned Nick Rivers early on. How much has he helped you and encouraged you?
I can't explain. I can't talk enough about Nick. He really took me under his wing. He's helped me out so much through this whole time. He just showed me film, watched film with me, helped me learn the defense, pushed me, and he's helped me religiously on the field, every aspect of life. He's made me a better man today, and I couldn't ask for a better friend and teammate.
All righty, we're good, Austin. Thank you. You wanna grab